When you think about legendary Greek basketball players, the names of Vasilis Panoulis, Dimitris Diamantidis, or Nikos Gallis stand out first. But there was another point guard that left a huge legacy in European basketball. Theo Papaloukas managed to win 2 EuroLeague titles in his career, but maybe because he didn't do it with a domestic team, the others usually get more spotlight. However, standing at 2 meters tall, the Greek point guard was dominating the game with his size and IQ. So in today's video, let's rewind some of his best career moments and analyze just how good Theodoros Papaloukas actually was. Papaloukas established himself during the early 2000s and was almost always in the best players outside the NBA list. Back at the time, it wasn't usual to have a 2-meter dude dribbling the basketball, organizing his team's offense, and passing the way he did. Some even say he was the initiator of the point forward movement. Theo's greatest attributes were incredible passes, smart defense, and simply game awareness. He was nowhere the top athletically, as to me he sometimes reminded an old grandpa moving around the court slowly. But of course, then he would speed up when it was needed the most to score a layup or find his teammate in the narrowest of spaces. He was one of those guys that never looked dangerous from outside, but always wiped the floor with the opponents. Papaloukas quickly made a name for himself in the EuroLeague, making 3 straight Final Four appearances from 2004 to 2006. I would call those years his individual career peak too. Funnily for us, and luckily for Greece, it coincided with an insanely successful period for the whole country. In 2004, Greece won the European Football Championship, then 17 medals in the Olympics at home, and then the next year their basketball national team with Papaloukas and many other greats won FIBA EuroBasket. The point guard struggled heavily early and had only 11 points in the 3 games of the group stage. But later, he showed his class when it mattered the most. Theo actually led the Greeks in scoring with 23 points in the quarterfinal, then orchestrated a comeback in the semifinal with Greeks down by 7 with 47 seconds to go, and had another team-high 22 in the final against Dirk Nowitzki's Germany. That was the first EuroBasket title for Greece in 18 years, with Papaloukas getting selected for all-tournament team. The golden period for the point forward did not stop there. In 2006, he won his first EuroLeague title, and then
Greece has stunned the United States of America! Theo Papaloukas kicks the ball up into the stands!
I'm pretty sure every Greek remembers that day like it was yesterday. Greece dominated the World Cup semifinal against Team USA with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, a young Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, and many others. And it's not like that American team was weak, not at all. LeBron just had a season 31-point average in the NBA. Dwayne Wade was coming off an NBA title and Finals MVP. Carmelo finished the year with 26.5 points per game. Howard was second in the league in rebounds. Bosh had 20+ points per game too. Despite all those stats and accolades, Sophocles Kortsianidis dominated inside. But guess who had 8 points and a game-high 12 assists? Greece destroyed Team USA with their pick and rolls, and a huge factor was Papaloukas with his offensive IQ. Let's look at that game a little bit closer as a reminder of the best things Papaloukas did on court. Team USA, just like they often do, hoped their athleticism and on-ball pressure would intimidate the Greeks. So although Papaloukas wasn't a great shooter, they would pressure the point guard full court. Not only it didn't, but it opened the floodgates as Theo would simply drive inside, see the help, and drop it off for his bigs for easy points. The Greek was also never the quickest nor the most explosive, but even versus the most physically gifted opponents, he would find a way to get inside the paint. Not a threat off the dribble, he would manipulate the pick and rolls, do this fake spin move, or use pauses in the way that allowed him to beat his own defenders downhill easily. I guess that's why basketball is beautiful, seeing the unexpected things happening. There were even 2 ISO plays by Papaloukas in that game, one against Bosh where he would drive left first, and he loved going that side to be honest, only to spin right, trip over Bosch and score an easy deuce. In the fourth, he went against Shane Battier too, who was among the best defensive players in the NBA at the time. Again, a strong drive left would get him in the paint, and a crafty finish off the glass would do the job. But of course, his trademark thing was his passing. Throughout his career, he had some dimes that are out of this world. The Greek was throwing passes in front of his teammates, hoping the ball and the player would arrive to the spot at the same time. And it did, more times than not. Because otherwise, he wouldn't be called a legend. Of course, his height helped immensely too. Greece would run weave here, the USA's big is high enough for the baby Shaq to get in behind, and standing at 2 meters, Papaloukas can just drop a no-look pass over the top of Dwayne Wade here. The Greeks all game long were toying with Americans' defense, which was horrible by the way. Here is a pick and pop from Horn's entry with a burn cut, and I'm not sure why you need to double Papaloukas there, but it gets Tsartsaris a wide open 3. Every time it seemed like the USA had a different coverage and the point forward shredded it apart. Here Wade and Anthony miscommunicate on a switch, and you just can't do that against Papaloukas. He even makes it a no-look dime to get some extra flair points. Later, LeBron picks up Papaloukas. They switch with Carmelo once and then twice, and of course there's an opening. Theo reads it one step ahead and skips the ball to the corner so Kakousis can attack the closeout and go to the line. Not Spanoulis, not Diamantidis, but Papaloukas was controlling most of the game in the second half. Yes, he didn't hit big shots in the last minutes, but he was there to set up his teammates, especially in transition. Papaloukas loved pushing the pace, always looking to get the ball as soon as the rebound was collected. He would then evaluate all the passing lanes, all the opportunities there were up front, maybe wait a second or two, and then find the right pass. It wasn't always flashy, but it was always efficient. Defensively, his IQ stood out the most. And also the fact that due to Papaloukas' size, his teams could play with 3 guards rotations in the early 2000s. Just because Theo could guard most of the wings easily. Defensive IQ is a hard thing to explain in a video, but I love this example where Papaloukas is in a transition cross match against a bigger guy, and Olympiakos are in the zone, but he sprints towards the ball at the right time, does not get punished for it, and now there's no cross-match, forcing 24 seconds violation for Pana a bit later. Or this clip where he flies around the court and gets Spanoulis on the closeout, knowing the scouting report that Kill Bill will most probably go right here. It was never about athleticism, but rather about IQ for Papaloukas. His career peak culminated in a FIBA Europe Player of the Year award in 2006, where he won the nomination despite well-decorated NBA players like Nowitzki, Tony Parker, and Pau Gasol being in the competition. Of course, NBA teams started calling, and in the summer of 2008, Papaloukas had at least 4 teams interested. However, the Greek refused, stating that he is too old and players at 31 years old don't go to the NBA. Despite never going to the NBA, he was a perfect player for that era in Europe and left a huge mark in continental basketball. In my eyes, he might be the most underrated Greek player due to him winning EuroLeague trophies not with Panathinaikos or Olympiakos. Do you agree? Let's discuss it in the comment section down below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, check out our BN Plus platform for even more exclusive basketball content for only a price of coffee per month. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.